Hi, this is Editor Troxel. In today's tutorial, we're going to look at a couple of little commands that are very powerful if used the right way, but most people probably don't even know they're there. So let's take a look at these couple of commands and see what they can do for us. So we're going to actually compile our scripts today, even though these scripts would normally need to be compiled in order to run in Vegas, but that will help show us a couple of things using these commands. So here's the script we're actually going to work with today. Right now it just shows a message box that says myvegas.version. All this regular stuff is the regular stuff that we have in every script, so all we're going to do is display the version of Vegas. So to do this, first of all, we need to compile. So we build the solution, and down here we see that the solution was properly built and copied into this location. So now we're going to run that script. Instead of this one, we're going to go into bin, debug, and run this script. And there it says that we are running version 22. Now let's say that we needed to make a small change and we wanted to display something else. So let's go in here, and this time, instead of displaying the version, let's display the application data path. So now we go in and tell it to build again. It says the build was started. And it gave us all these errors right here. It said it could not copy files over into this folder. And that is because Vegas has that DLL locked. So now we have to exit Vegas. Now that we've exited Vegas, let's build again. And it quickly built the solution again. So now we can start Vegas again. Go to Tools, Scripting, Run Script. And this time it does properly show us the path. But we've still got the problem. If we need to make our changes again, let's change this back to version and tell it to build again. We still get all these error messages where it tried to copy that DLL. There is a way where we can tell Vegas, after this script is run, go ahead and unload me, so that if we want to come in here and make changes, we can do that. So let's go ahead and exit Vegas. We'll go ahead and restart Vegas. Now let's modify this script. Here in my routine, I'm going to add this new command. And we're going to do myvegas.UnloadScriptDomainOnScriptExit equals true. Now when we do that, that will allow Vegas to go ahead and unload the DLL file once it has finished running the script. So let's compile this again. Notice it compiled very quickly and correctly that time. And so we come in and run the script. And here it shows us the version again. Now let's go directly back and change this to the application location. Compile it again. Notice this time it properly compiled without us having to exit Vegas. Now we can come in and we see that it does properly show the new information in the dialog box. So if you're creating a compiled script and you need to make changes to it, if you just add that one line to the top of your script, then it will exit the DLL file and you won't have to exit and restart Vegas every time you need to make a small change to the script. So you can go in and do your debugging or whatever, make compile it multiple times as needed, run it in Vegas each time, and you won't have to exit and restart Vegas every time. So that is really only needed when you're doing a compiled version and only works with compiled scripts. It doesn't work with custom commands. But if you're doing a compiled script, then this could simplify your life quite a bit. But let's look at another little tool that can be available to us. So here I have a clip on the timeline. This event, I've muted the audio so we don't hear it when we play back the timeline. But let's start playing back the timeline. And now let's run a script. We run the script. Notice it displays the same information it did before. And we click on OK. And our timeline has stopped. It just stopped right there. So here's another cool little feature of scripting. If we add this little line right here, myvegas.ResumePlaybackOnScriptExit equals true, then after the script has exited, playback will continue. So let's test this out. So it displayed our information. We click on OK, and playback continues. So you may be wondering, where would something like that be useful? Well, I can give you an exact use for that I've used in Excalibur. And that is with my multicam. When you're going through and adding the camera marks, it goes through and adds the camera mark, and then it automatically restarts the playback up on getting that new mark added. So let's do a little test here and see about adding a marker at these locations. Each time that we run it, we could actually put it on a button on the toolbar so you didn't have to actually go through tool scripting each time. For this test, we'll just go through tool scripting each time. So instead of displaying a message box, what we want to do is get the cursor location. So now that we have the cursor location, we want to add a marker at that location. And the location is going to be cursor. And then we need to add it. And then that's it. So if we start our playback, we go to Tools, Scripting, Run Script. As soon as we hit this, it's going to add a marker in the location. So Tools, Scripting, Run Script. Select it, and it adds a marker in that location. But it's a little difficult to get things in exactly the right position when you have to go through Tools, Scripting, Run Script, all that. So the best thing to do would be to add this script to your scripting list here. If you add it to the list here, then you can add it as a button up here on the toolbar, and you can see all the scripts that can be added there. And so you could then just pick that script and add it over here, and then each time you push the button on the toolbar, it would add the new marker. So these are a couple of not well-known commands that are in the API that really can help you out and makes the scripting more powerful in that you don't necessarily have to stop and restart Vegas every time you need to recompile. And once the script has run, the timeline can start its playback again. And that can be a very useful function. So I hope you find this tutorial useful. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Please sign up at www.JETDV.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.